Hi, this is Xdinary, and I am here to kick off my April haul video. So this is after the first full weekend. I have some purchases that came in, and also trading events this weekend, which means I visited the K-pop store. And they've been slowly trickling in new things, and one of the new things that they recently got, even though it's not technically new, were these little cushion key rings for this kazoo. And I got Puppy M, because of course. I just thought it was a cute little thing. For Christmas, since I'm usually going to a relative's house to celebrate and not really at my place, I just have a small little treat, and I figured this would be a nice little decoration to have around it. So cute. So I purchased that. And yes, he goes back into the bag. And then I can put him into storage for the correct season. But I've been chomping on the bit to get anything Puppy M. So when I saw that, it's like, okay, yes, I need to have it. Before we get to trades, let's go into purchases. I've already put this in the sleeve. This was like the first thing I got from this pile, but I did decide to start working on illit again, so I can hopefully be all caught up soon. This is one of the unit cards that I needed, and it just, well, it came in an envelope and basically this top loader. Then I have some Xdinary heroes. It is free. So I've got some sticker freebies in here with it. That is those. And I got this Junhan. So I am done for one of his Live and Fall photocard set. So yay for that. I've definitely had to make some changes to what I'm collecting for Xdinary heroes, mainly because he is just overall so difficult to collect for. Gunyo would not be just an issue if I was just collecting him, but since I also want Junhan, that's kind of the issue. Let's see. Next up, so these are the freebies there. And of course, working on my twice. Got this Chaeyoung for alcohol free. And then of course, my continued work for Solyun Pobs. But this is one of her Antwerp ones, because that is the matching dress for it. So yay. No, the freebies come with this one, I think, if I remember right. One of these solar ones came with those freebies. Oh, yeah. Probably better in that pile. Oh, that's right. So no, this one definitely came with this because this person used actual tape. But another Antwerp Pob. This one of the hollow ones. And this is the freebies that it came with. Just a lot of random cards. I recognize Sono here from NMIXX. Oh, plus it has its name on the back. Do not recognize this person though. And I believe this is also NMIXX. Wait, no, that's too many people for NMIXX. Then I don't know. But that was the freebies for that. And final one, I got one of the US exclusives for Sungwon. So I'm missing one more for him. Or at least the US exclusives. But there is that one. Okay. And then these are trades, which I've already sleeved. I was so happy that I actually found someone who had twice, and they had one of the Jihyo's that I needed. Also, this Chan, this is the last card I need for this set because it's one of the top 4 that I'm collecting. And I have Felix's Nemo here, where he's just, I'm not sure about anyone else, but for me, he's like giving off some like lumberjack vibes, but I love it. And I got one of the units that I needed, which was the Aussie Duo. And of course, that's also for Hop. And I found someone who was trading cards from the Season's Greetings, so I was able to trade for Sungmin here. And this is a Taehyun Pop. I saw it, and thankfully I had stuff that I could trade for it, because it's so cute, especially with the little glass sculpture there. So, doing well. As long as I come back with something, I'm pretty happy with like the trading weekends. Also, had someone who had a Sungmin for the IMU, their postcards. They knew I needed it, so they gave it to me, which was so nice. They also had these. So these are the kind of postcard booklets for I Am Who and I Am You. I'm probably go ahead and just separate these and store them away. So that'll be the next storing video. Well, maybe. I'll have to double check to make sure that I have enough pages to do that, but I have them. They should be complete. So Yes. Or at least complete enough. But yeah, definitely want to put them in my binder eventually, and hopefully I have enough 3 pocket pages I can do that next storing. And if not, I'll just have to wait for me to get more pages. So yes, that is what I have for this clip. This month, there'll be 2 more weekends that will have trading events. And I will probably be picking up a couple albums. I'm hoping just to, you know, keep momentum going for some of the stuff. At least get a couple, 1 or 2 more Twice Digipacks for strategy, so I can work with that. Yes. Of course, no reason for me to ramble on here, because whether or not I do that, we'll be finding out in the next clip. All right, on to the next clip, and this is a couple weeks worth of stuff. Had a trading event yesterday, where these are from, but let's look at this. So I ended up finding this in like a secondhand store. This is JYJ's The Beginning, which is the first album that they released, and it was a US release. Well, no, this is the Korean. But a lot of the songs are in English. That's why I'm thinking US. But this is just, I had to get it because I really love 2 of the members. The other one, I don't care. In fact, let us, okay, yes, this is where we can start looking at it. Jungsu or Shia. Jaejong. But yeah, this was just so iconic. And I just had to get it because I didn't get the physical release before. Just got bought it off of iTunes, and I'm so glad to have this to add to my collection of like older albums. Then I have bought some Twice. I have opened everything, so I kind of know what I have. So I got another Digipack, and I did finally get the Mina I needed for the larger inclusion, so very happy with that. Where did the rest go? Okay. Where's the rest? Okay. Yeah, this was very Mina for the pulls in general, which I am not going to be unhappy about. Pulled the Chewy, which I already have, but it is such a cute card. I cannot be unhappy. And finally, I pulled the first press card for Mina, so I'm just missing Chewy's, yeah. But I have that now finally. Very happy with. At the K-pop store near me, I decided to test my luck with getting a copy of More and More. Kind of a mixed bag, because I pulled Mina's CD plate, so this album, as it is 100% a keeper. For other things, I did pull Nion's like circle thing, which I did have before, so I'm keeping that. That'll go my larger inclusions. I didn't keep any of the other photo cards, basically because they were none of the cards that I was keeping. But I pulled one of their group cards, and I will be keeping that one. So that is for albums. This stack is, like I said, it came from the trading event I went to just yesterday. Went ahead and got these for Xdinary Heroes, as I've decided to kind of change up what I'm doing for collecting, at least for older cards, or basically from troubleshooting backwards. I just want one page each for each member, and I got these to be like the little centerpiece of the 9-pocket page for both of them, so that kind of matches. And then it doesn't matter what I get for like the rest of the page. Doing that just because Junhan is so hard to collect for. I may change up again, because in the end, Gunail, he is the favorite. You know, he is the bias. So I may, and he's a lot easier, much easier to find. I'm not sure if I could fully collect him, but we'll see. If anything, Xdinary Heroes, a very fluid collection. But what I'm most excited about is that I got some Stray Kids that I really need for recent albums. In fact, I have both the Chan and the Lino limited for 8, and they are the last 2 cards I need, as the 2 Nemo cards that I need will be in the Nyokyo package that I'll have coming at the end of the month. But I still needed these 2, and I was able to trade for them. I'm very excited because now I can say I'm officially done with 8, and I can move focus on completing Hop. And I even got some cards to help me out with that. I got Hyunjin's double-sided card, which was the last one I needed for that OT8 set. And I got the Chan and the Sungmin for the accordion version. And these are the last 2 I needed for that set. I think I'm just missing one group card. Limited, there are 2 limited cards I believe I'm missing. I think it's the Sungmin and the Lino. And then Nemo's, which I ended up deciding to go ahead and do OT8. All I'm missing for that is Lino, Chungmin, and Han. And for the Target exclusive cards, I am thinking of maybe not doing an OT8 set for that, because I love Chan. I do. I do not love him enough to keep buying albums in the hopes of pulling him, or paying $30 for his Target exclusive card, because that seems to be the price people have decided they are going to sell it for. And my highest limit, and it has to be pretty much for a Photocard that I feel I really must have, like I am completely in love with this card, it's like 20. That is how I somewhat keep this hobby affordable to me, is getting a limit like that. And that card, it does not speak out to me as a must-have. So there's absolute, I would not want to pay 20 for it, let alone 30. So I think I may just keep the Sungmin and the Felix and just go for that, because I just don't want to bother. And I want to have Hop done, so then I can start focusing on older releases that I need to catch up with Stray Kids. And, you know, be prepared for whenever they decide to release their next Korean comeback. Because I'm sure something, I think they said that they want 2 albums, so since we're coming up to like the half-year point, there has to be something soon, I feel. I hope. But we'll see. We'll see. Especially since they just announced another Japanese album, which seems really crazy. I guess they must be really working through that catalog of songs Sriracha has. Because this output just is blowing my mind for Stray Kids. I'm sure it's making JYP happy because it's probably making them a lot of money. But still. But yeah, now that I've had that little rant out, I do plan on having one more clip as my, I guess I can call them my local K-pop store. They plan on having a sale next weekend, and I do hope on picking at least a couple things up from that, and I will definitely be showing them off, whatever it is, in a haul video, so I might as well just make that the last video for that one. Yeah, and I don't see myself getting anything else other than that. So that said, I guess we should move on to that final clip. Okay, so this is gonna be the final clip. Yes. So today was the first day of the sale, but of course I don't really have money to buy anything more. So this is what I got. I finally got, well, I probably should take this off, but this light stick, you know what, I'll bother with that later. I have been wanting to get a TXT light stick for years, and it was on sale for half off, so it's like, yes, I have no excuse. So this is their version 2. I did already initially open it. But yeah. So, booklet with all the instructions. I don't have the AAA batteries, so not gonna bother with that. The light stick itself, which I love. And I finally have one, because if I get a light stick of a group, it is a group that I really feel like I'm gonna see live at some point. And TXT, I need to see in concert at least once in my life. Of that, I've decided. So I at least now have their light stick, so that's one step closer. Of course, this is the baggie that you can put it in, that it comes with. And the Photocard set, but of course these are the massive Photocards. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about putting them in my binder. Until then, they will live in the box here. But I definitely want to store them at some point. Oh, and like I said, I already opened it, so I've already attached the little strap to the end. But yes, I now have that. I'm very, very excited. Especially since I got a very good price for it. Give me a moment. There we go. But yes, I also bought a copy of Fancy You since it was on sale for 40% off. So I figured that's low enough that I am going to give it a try to see what I pull. I now have Nyon's little lenticular, well, not exactly little, but I have her lenticular card. And for pulls. So as you may notice, I either have the cards or I'm not collecting them. But I was still happy to get like one of the ring pop cards, even if I don't need Chewies. But that's okay. They can be rehomed. I'm sure somebody out there is looking for them. And another thing I got was that they had a whole bunch of pops that they that must have just come in, because they did not have this ready to be pop before, and I saw it. And even though it does not look much different than her album cards for this set, it's Mina, so I had to get it because, well, Mina. And outside of that, I do have a few things that came in the mail from Mercari US. So let us get into that. Open. There we go. All right, so I got one of the illit group cards that I am missing. Since there's the word out that they are working on their next comeback, so I definitely want to see if I can finish up with I'll Like You before then, or get very close. And then we have a whole ton of freebies. So many freebies. Iroha. Cute. So it's like a mix of various girl groups. Oh, Soyun, Ayuna, and Iroha. And just some stickers. So that is that. And these are goodies that go with this other one. So we got stickers. Let's open this and see if you can guess. Who I have. Wow. Oh, that is cute. Oh my gosh. So many stickers. Okay. And then, or maybe, yes, this is the one. And I also have a bunch of memo pads, but very cute. But yes, I decided to work on strategy a bit. Which one am I supposed to pull to bring it out? Oh, there we go. Yes, I now have this Jungin card for this OT9 strategy set. And I went ahead and decided to go ahead and start getting whatever limited edition unit cards I can get for forward, because I don't need to even worry about getting any more limited editions for NMIXX, because I pulled both Solyons. So we got the Bay and Kyujin. And that is basically what I'm ending this. The next video will be a storing video for everything for this month. The Nyokyo haul is currently underway for being packed, so it's not going to be here before the end of April. So that's going to go into May. And I don't think NMIXX their comeback, I have pre-ordered them, but since it comes out on the 28th, that's probably not going to be in before the 1st of May. So that will also just be moved over onto May. So yeah, everything that I have opened in the past month, or pretty much between the last story video and this upcoming one, is going to go in. So I'm going to have a lot of NMIXX, that's for sure, and actually quite a bit of NijiU, because their Korean comeback will be in all of that. So very excited to put away a lot of that. And yeah, so like I said, if I wrap this up, then I can go ahead and start getting everything set up for that storing video. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss it when I go ahead and post that up, make sure you subscribe. And until next time, bye!
좀 더 위로, 좀 더 위로, 좀 더 위로. 그래, 그거야. 야, 아니, 너 잠깐만, 너 그러고 있어봐.